What is up, you guys? This is Mini Superheroes Today.
And you know it's going to be a good review when the entire set doesn't even fit in the camera. But in today's video, we'll be taking a look at the 2009 LEGO Indiana Jones set, The Temple of Doom.
And before we get started, I wanted to let you guys know that I have a new LEGO stop-motion music video out, and you can check that out by clicking this card right here.
Now this is set number 7199, was for ages 8 to 14, contained 652 pieces, had these 6 minifigures as you can see here, and retailed for $89.99 in the United States. Now I'm going back and getting all of the LEGO Indiana Jones sets that I had as a kid growing up, and this is actually one of the few sets that I did not have. So I was really excited and literally have had a decade of hype building up to building this set, so in today's video we'll be reviewing whether or not this set lives up to the hype. Now, as you can see here on the instruction booklet, in my opinion, is a little bit misleading. It makes it look like there's more action going on than there truly is, and in fact, if you follow the minecart trail down, it ends right here behind the cart and then picks up again, and as you look at it here, it's one big track. So I do feel like the artwork for this set, like on the box and instructions, was actually a little bit misleading, if I can be completely honest, but overall, it's still a really nice set. I paid $150 for this, but that's because I bought it with the box. That's my stipulation for buying these sets again. But in any case, let's go ahead and take a look at that box. Just since I have it, it's kind of a little historical anecdote at this point, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at the rest of this set. Alright, now as mentioned in the intro of this video, part of my stipulation for going back and getting all of these Indiana Jones sets are actually getting the boxes with them. I want to have a complete boxed Indiana Jones collection, so that's kind of my goal here. And on the back you can see that it definitely shows off some of the play features, which we'll get to here in a minute, like the falling trapdoor. Don't want to give too many spoilers though, but it does show just about all of the play features that are hidden within. Which is pretty cool. You can see it advertises for the other 2 LEGO Indiana Jones sets that came out in this era, which of course was the boat Venice Chase from The Last Crusade and the planes from The Last Crusade. And I've already reviewed this one on my channel, and I still need to get this set. So stay tuned and hit like and subscribe for that. Now, something really interesting is, remember this set came out in 2009, so not only one is it, advertising for the old LEGO Indiana Jones Original Adventures game, but it also is talking about the new track system, which is really funny because, these tracks have been around for 10 years as of this video being made, so for them to be advertised as new is pretty fun. But, yeah, the sides of the box are really cool. We've got this, temple design on it. And so it's really tough to find these older sets with their boxes. So this one took me a while to hunt down, but I'm lucky that I got a good deal on this on eBay on a bit of a sleeper auction, and I'm glad to add it to my collection. So speaking of which, let's go ahead and zoom out and take a look at the figures and then the set and get into the meat and potatoes of this. Alright, so let's take a look at these minifigures. So here we've got Indiana Jones in his Temple of Doom look, which of course has a sleeveless arm on one side and then a sleeve on this side. He's got a little pistol, his satchel, and then of course he's got the legs here, which every LEGO Indiana Jones figure had, except for any ones that he wasn't in his traditional adventure suit. He's kind of got a little bit more of a smirk here than the, serious face that he had in some of his other sets, and then of course he has his fedora. So the next set, the next figure, which is probably the most desirable one, is Mola Ram. Now we have this completely customized headpiece that probably will never show up in anything else because it's so specific to him. But when you lift that off, you can see he's got a little bit of red printing on the top of his head, and it's a really accurate figure. I think that this one is actually aged pretty well. He's got some back printing, which was getting more popular in 2009, but was still a little bit of a rarity, as we'll see in figures from this era, and no leg printing, but this is definitely the standout figure in my opinion. Next up, we've got Willie Scott, and this figure I feel like has probably not aged very well just because of those blue eyes. Doesn't really match anything that LEGO does these days. We do have some back printing, so that's nice, and she's got this scared face on the back. Now, this is the same head that was in the Temple of Doom chase set, and I'm just realizing that this figure has a crack in the side of its head. Wow, that's a shame. Well, I guess that's what happens when you buy 10-year-old used sets, but in any case, this is the same head from the Temple of Doom Shanghai Chase set, and then of course we have this really nice white dress that she's wearing, which was completely exclusive to this set, so that's pretty cool. Then of course we've got our henchmen here. We'll just take a quick look at them. nothing too terribly interesting going on here. Yeah, so there's our two henchman figures. I will say that the printing is pretty nice, but overall, they leave a little bit to be desired. Just kind of generic henchmen, but what else could they have done, I guess? And then, of course, we've got Short Round, which is really cool. No back printing on this figure, of course, but it is a cool looking figure, and he only came in this set and the Shanghai Chase Temple of Doom set. So those are our minifigures, and yeah, let's go ahead and zoom in and take a look at the set now. Okay, so because of the sheer size of this set, it is going to be tricky to review. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to move the set more than I'm going to move the camera. But in any case, it did come with these little flame accessory pieces. Unfortunately, because my set was used, it was missing some pieces, so I only have the one, but at least it shows us an example that there would have been two of these. And moving along here, you can see what the build of this looks like. It was built on these big pillar pieces with 4x6 plates on the bottom to hold them up for stability. Now over here, the mine carts would start right here up against this brown piece here. And then you just kind of push them along. There's not like a push mechanism or anything, but the main play feature of the middle part here, of course, is, you presume that the mine carts are chasing one another, and you put this about centered right there, so that when Indiana Jones and his crew come past, with a little more speed, it's supposed to just give you a little play feature there. So honestly, kind of dumb, kind of silly. But then as we move the figures along here, like I said, it's a big set, so kind of got to do some adjustments along the way with the camera here. But you can push them down, and gravity will have them go through and underneath here. And then, of course, just like the movie, there's a little trap lever right here. Again, let me move this into focus here. You can pull this, and some little pieces come out. And, of course, they're all over my floor now. But they're just these little 1x1 round pieces. Supposed to be like, I guess, pieces of coal or something like that. So anyways, yeah, you can see what this looks like here. The second one would come under, and you could open that hatch on those guys. And then when the figures get to the end, as you can see, like I said, just kind of having to shuffle some things around here, guys. But yeah, as you can see, when it gets to the end, when a figure hits this little lever at the bottom here, it actually kind of kicks back. So it's kind of interesting, it would be really hard to do something like this to scale because, of course, the minecart scene in the Temple of Doom movie takes a very long time and a very long portion of the movie to actually accomplish. So it would be hard to, build something like to scale from the actual movie without buying 15 of these sets or something like that. But overall, I mean, it is a nice effort, but it feels a little lackluster to me. I don't really know what could have been done to make it better, but overall, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of lame as far as I'm concerned, but maybe you guys will disagree. Drop a comment below. But in any case, let's go ahead and look at this main platform now. All right, so we'll start at the top here. We've got a really nice design for everything, and I'll just show you the main play feature. There's a little trap door here that you can kind of open up, and that opens with a little knob right here. So whenever you pull that, this trap door opens, and just like the movie would send somebody to their peril. But in the movie, there's actually like a cage there that she would have been tied to. Then she's lowered down. So I feel like this was changed in favor of a play feature more than actually like movie accuracy. So that's kind of a bummer to me. But we have a random bat and a random skull here, and then an extra red snake. Up top here, there's a green snake just kind of attached there. Then as far as getting the stones out, I'm going to turn this on its side so you can see that you can pull the stones in and out of the structure for Indiana Jones to steal them back, as they rightfully should have been done in the movie, of course. So there's really not a ton of play features. I mean, it definitely has that interesting temple feel and look to the top of it, but overall, it definitely has not aged super well as far as like playset details go. Now, speaking of playset details, let me move the camera down just a bit. Something that's kind of hidden in the architecture, if you will, are these little side rooms. Now, they're kind of just meant for sneaking around the Temple of Doom or anything like that, but, if you put Short Round in there, you could totally see how, that could be used just like a little play feature or something that a kid might have played with back in the day, or now if you are a kid and you're watching this now. So one nice thing is that these pieces actually are intentionally made to come apart. So if you wanted to have like a shorter temple for display reasons or something like that, you could break it down to literally just this part, which is kind of cool. Now, understandably, for the sake of this video, it's easier to look at it a little bit like this, but there's these 1x1 studs placed in that 4 formation that you put those taller pillars on. And underneath, you've kind of got these mine parts, which of course is definitely accurate to the movie. And speaking of mine parts, there's a little box here with some crystals and gems and stuff and some mining gear, which is really cool because this final wave of Indiana Jones sets that came out in 2009, a lot of these sets included some extra treasure, so you could have more adventures than just what the movie would lay out for you. So this is what the other side of the mine looks like. There is a little play feature here when you move this down. This little sword can come out as a booby trap, so that's pretty cool. And overall, I mean, that's really all there is to look at with the temple portion of this set. So let's go ahead and zoom out and take a final look at this set as a whole. Alright guys, so that is my review of LEGO Indiana Jones 7199, The Temple of Doom. Honestly, if you're a diehard Indiana Jones fan, I think that this is one you absolutely need to have, but otherwise, I feel like this is definitely one of the less memorable Indiana Jones sets. It is memorable in the fact that it's, you know, this massive, huge set, but beyond that, I feel like my 10 years of hype was kind of let down on this one. So hopefully when the next Indiana Jones movie comes out, we get some new sets and maybe they'll do a Redux version of this. In my opinion, I think that this set would have been better if the cart track was cut in half and that extra piece count was put more toward the build here. Like, you know, again, this should have had the chain coming down and everything like the movie, but it is a decent set, and for 2009 standards, this was probably a rockin' and rollin' set. So drop a comment below and let me know what you think of this set. If you'd like to pick it up, I've put a link in the description below where you can pick that up on eBay and help support my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video. If you liked what you saw and you liked what you heard, feel free to click that subscribe button for more LEGO content coming in the near future. So, thanks for tuning in to today's video, and until next time, build on.